Ben Simmons now, we know he don't want to be in Philly. And now his reason for not showing up for practices and games is because his mental health is at stake. And he's not there mentally. Are y'all buying this mental health thing with Ben Simmons? Or you think this is just another plausible cause for him to get his chicken and not play for Philly? What's up?
Ben is being strategical. This is a great strategical route. As Jay has talked about it, since mental health is hot, this is what you can use right now. And again, to what Jay's point is, it's so fraudulent though, because you really go take away from people who are really suffering from this. You feel me? Like, bro, the NBA season for him ended with July. Is that early July, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at what point did you decide you wasn't gonna get yourself mentally ready? Like, at what point did it just say, like, all right, I don't need to start working on my mental to get ready to hoop? You feel me? Like, ain't no tragic deaths in your life. Ain't nothing that's been reported. Nothing has strategically or tragically happened to Ben Simmons to where now he's all of a sudden to a dark hole. Because just in July, I didn't see no dark hole. I just see the dude that was just nervous about playing basketball. And so he's being strategical. I can't knock him because it's one of those things that you can't go out there and prove. So this is what he's doing. But they're also still holding his money. So it's not like he's really getting all his chicken because they still hold now, I think, $9 million in escrow, and he's taking money from that bank while he's missing. So, I mean, that's all I got on
that. I always try to peel a layer below before I give judgment, in the context of our pod. And at first I'm like, no. So when you say mental health, like Simone Biles, right? Like, I'm not expecting you to put your life in jeopardy doing these 360 vertical, whatever, and you're off and it costs you your life, right? Or anything else that puts your body in harm's way. Is that Ben Simmons? Absolutely not. You're playing a game of basketball. What I will say, and I'll put this in a category more like what if a female's got a male boss who's sexually harassing her or something like that? Okay. That one is like, I don't want to go to work. I don't feel comfortable going to work. Now, when you slide that over to what basketball is, a locker room, you ride for your teammates, your coach, Joel Embiid, Doc Rivers selling you out. Because I think this started as a phobia, some kind of thing where I'm shooting a ball and everybody's watching me, and now it's just grown, right? I do believe it's mental to a point. And so when he says this is a hostile work environment for me because my teammates are selling me out, this is supposed to be about winning a title and unity, and I feel betrayed by the people closest to me that are supposed to ride for me, then it is a mental thing to a point. I just don't fake the funk like you thinking about hurting yourself or that your life is in jeopardy, because it's not. And what I will say is that, and I maintain this, I told my homeboy, I was like, bro, you going about this all wrong. You get Rich Paul and them, they giving you bad advice. All you had to do, player, was go through camp, play the role, go all through it, play 45 minutes, and don't shoot a shot. And then you come out the next game, go out 45 minutes again, don't shoot a shot. How long do you think Morris and you ain't doing nothing? What are they gonna put in when they find you? He wouldn't shoot a shot. This is so simple, dog. This was my first thought 2 months ago. You going through all these motions over here, and all you had to do was just not shoot a shot. It would have hurt him. It would have stung. So that's how conniving I be thinking sometimes.
That's the real self-sabotage
stuff. Here's my thing though. I that was a great point. I would like that point. I think that's a really good point of being in a work environment where you're not happy and you feel like the trust is gone, so your mental state is not there. I definitely understand that, but I do want to preface this though. I think a lot of folks are misusing mental health now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're abusing it for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of people who really dealing with mental health. And there's a lot of people who are using this for their personal gains. And that's not cool. So I'm not cool with that aspect of it. If you don't want to be there, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can do two things. You can quit, say, I'm done. I don't want to play no more. Just take forget the chicken. I'll just sit out this season.
Take my ball and go home.
Or you got to suck it up and go out there and perform. You work for somebody at the end of the day. So even though I don't want to say it like that, but they own you at the end of the day. You are under contract. You are obligated to perform under contract. So if you don't like it, they either try to leave, right, and lose money, or you go out there and do your job at the end of the day. Those are the two options. Stop exploiting the system. I don't like that. I don't appreciate when people do that, because there are people who are really battling, who's really dealing with mental health issues. And now, since it's so popular, since it's so big, they're trying to sort of water it down and make it seem like it's just something easy that it just happens to everybody. No, this is real life issues where people can mentally be out of mind and where they really want to commit suicide and things like that. They're going deep depressions. Let's not play with this and start just throwing this fumbly word out there like it's just nothing now. And then it becomes where it's a numb, where it's like, oh, it's mental health. You'll be all right. Because it's not like that, and it shouldn't be treated like that. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes the boy who cried wolf. And if people keep doing it like this, and again, it's hard to really tell, so we're not going to sit out here and accuse you that you're not struggling mentally. Right. But it's like Jay said, man, there are real qualifiers that we have to really for surely look at. Like Simone Biles, like you said, with her dealing with the jump seats, I forgot the actual term that they use in gymnastics, but when you're not mentally strong for that, and that can possibly cost you your life, I would tell you to go sit down somewhere. Facts. You feel me? Facts. And so that's just what it is. So
now let's talk about this, because this really bored my bubbles. The last year's MVP, the Joker, aka Jokic, got suspended for retaliation.
Yes.
For retaliation for what Marcus Morris did. If you saw it, it looked like a very, very dirty play. Didn't need to be done. He was passing the ball, and I know a lot of people say this is, it's not that bad. And what any man would do. You hit me, you threaten my livelihood, and you turn your back on me. Just because you turn your back. I don't know about these NBA rules or these fake rules, because Keyshawn Johnson said this was a cheap shot because the man back was turned. Well, if you sock me in my face and turn your back, what the hell I'm supposed to do? Turn you around and hit you?
You supposed to go tap him on his shoulder and say, hey, excuse me, can you please turn back around, sir?
So I can hit you back? Where do we do this at? And then the simple fact that he got suspended and Marcus Morris did not get suspended. He didn't even get suspended a game. So how do you get suspended for retaliating for something that you had no control of doing? You know what I'm saying? You hit me, you threaten me, I'm gonna get you back. And yeah, mine gonna look worse because your back is turned. Don't turn your back in the middle of a fight. Don't do that. That's the stupidest thing you can do. If you're gonna take a shot, you better be ready for a shot coming back. If I'm Marcus Morris, I'm turning around. But what he did is try to play this victim, like, I just gave him a little nudge. It was just soft butter biscuit. He didn't have to do all that. No, I'm doing all that. And you're going to get all this smoke. And so now, on top of that, this created some controversy off the field with the Jokic brothers and the Morris twins. So what's your thoughts on all that?
Listen. First and foremost, I don't really think the Morris brothers really wanted with them Serbian cats. Like, I think we got to start really mentally understand that this basketball stuff had been different than these Serbian streets. Let's call that what that is. They don't really want real smoke. Because I feel like the only person in the league that can handle real smoke is James Johnson. That's it. Everybody else, cancel him. So I'm glad we agree there. Secondly,
we do.
Morris has to understand that little cheap shot. What if Jokic lands awkwardly and tears a meniscus?
The knees bumped too.
Right? He lands awkwardly and tears a meniscus, i.e. what Pat Bev did to Russ, like on some sus stuff. And so then now we're looking at it like, oh, well, that little cheat or that non-cheap shot has cost this man significant time because you want to go do that. If you want to foul him, all you have to do is go wrap him up, grab him. I've seen Draymond do it plenty of times on a fast break, trying to stop a fast break. He ain't out here, and Draymond's one of the tough guys in the league. He ain't out here maliciously bumping people to try to get a foul. Morris knew what he was doing because that is part of the Morris brothers' MO. They try to intimidate. And what they wasn't expecting, that Jokic ain't here for that intimidation stuff. Jokic is about all that. He just plays the cool teddy bear role.
Yeah.
He's really about that life. And so to me, here's how karma works. Jokic got a 1-game suspension. Morris got a 1-game sit out because of whiplash.
Yeah. So for me, I'm looking at this and it was just like, oh yeah, that was good. Good, Jokic. I'm so glad. It's like they tried to do that stuff with Luka Doncic, the other brother did in the playoffs the year before.
And Luka was about that.
Yeah. And I can't stand fake bullies. And I'm not even necessarily gonna call him a fake bully because I don't know really. James Johnson, right? He's the only one that I know for sure, right? So I'm not gonna say that Markieff and Marcus ain't it. What I do know is that ain't the stage, dude. That's just not it. And when you come up on Jokic and you could almost tear his meniscus. I'll tell you what it was. The thing that people are missing when you look at the suspension is the NBA looks at it. Whether we all look past it for what the Morris brothers are, but he could hide under the clause of the clock was expiring, and even though he very clearly put extra on it, that when the NBA looks at it and they say, does he deserve to be suspended? All Markieff Morris has to say is, I was going for the end of the clock foul. When Jokic goes and retaliates, there is no clause of the clock expiring, and it's just blatant, overt. I'm out here to give you back what you just gave me. So because of how the NBA had to look at it, even whether we all know it's fraudulent, Markieff Morris basically just said, the intent was to prevent him from getting a bucket, which is complete BS.
Of course, though. But I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It's like getting out on a technicality with the legal system, right? Facts. That's all it is.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, look, I'm okay with what Jokic did. Again, it only looks bad because Marquise turned his back. At the end, bro, if you're gonna hit me, you better be ready to get hit back.
Yeah.
At the end,
it don't matter, David and Goliath. It doesn't matter what the size disparity is. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll walk right into an ass whooping. Somebody trying to pull my card.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because he tried to pull because we being honest, he tried to pull his card like Jay said. And Jokic said, this ain't that card, champ.
Nah, don't try to hurt me because you gotta think about the bigger picture. You trying to take money out of my pockets by playing dirty for no reason. Y'all already getting ran by 40 points. The game's over, bro.
In Marquise's defense, I honestly don't believe they intend to hurt somebody. Livelihood.
No.
But they will cross the line to intimidate you. No. And you cross the line to intimidate, like, nah, dog, no.
My thing is, I don't care if you're trying to put on this tough guy act and just rough somebody up. I get it. The game needs a little bit toughness, but dirty is what I don't like. When you try to cheap shot a man, like if you want to foul him, give him a little bump, like a little nudge, like, but don't. He went up in the rib, like you
crossed the line, trying to intimidate.
And those are the worst injuries because even though you're not really looking for it, you're not racing for it, and you was going for it, you jumped up. All it takes is one. And you already know these dudes are strong. Boom. Fracture.
What if he exactly, that's what I'm about to say. What if he fractures a rib or bruises a rib? Now Jokic is missing time trying to deal with a rib injury, but then it's like, well, that was just a hard basketball foul. All right, well, he took a hard street foul. Now what?
For sure.